Hello, Kamusta, hola everyone, this is Luke Plays to Earn with a live video. Splinterlands released a couple weeks ago that they have some reward changes. I know I did a long video clip for my live session, but I want to do a shorter condensed 3 biggest things that are going to change in Splinterlands as I've been thinking about these reward changes. And I'm going to do a live version of this. It's just going to be real short. I'm not going to chat with you all because I don't have time to edit and all this other stuff that I'm doing with Balthazar. Before we get into the video though, do want to shout out our sponsor ZenSports for sponsoring this channel. They are amazing. They have teamed up with EMPs to do some more Splinterlands tournaments and give you guys more earnings, which is pretty awesome. So check out the EMP tournaments that are being run by different streamers. I wish I had time to do my own, but I don't right now. As well as check out their ZenSports NFTs for Splinterlands tournaments and other play-to-earn games. But let's jump into it now that we have shouted out a yip yip hooray for ZenSports. I want to talk about 3 of the biggest changes that I at least thought of, not that I've thought about everything, but my first one is that finally again, bronze could be fun. Now, removing the bot discussion for a second, one of the things that I think has really hurt the bronze experience and just the overall new player experience of the game is a lot of us who got into the game at first was before the changes where they took away DEC at bronze 3 and novice. So when I started this game, I could play instantly and start winning DEC, and even if it was just a tiny little bit, I understood, oh, I'm actually earning something in this game. I can take this earning and I can buy more cards, more packs, more NFTs, whatever I want to do with that DEC. It has value. And when they took that away, even though you might be like, okay, there wasn't that much DEC being given out to Novice and Bronze 3 anyways, but it still hurt the new player experience because they didn't have that little, carrot on a stick that we all got to experience before they made that change. So now in the town hall, they confirmed you will get DEC again. Of course, you're going to have some cards, starter cards, in order to be earning that, but they are giving you $3, which isn't a ton, but enough to buy some of the Chaos Legion cheap starter cards, get some DEC, get some reward shares for the chest and for the end of season rewards. And I think it could actually make it a fun experience again, which of course is going to help with marketing the game and getting new players into this game, which we've been hurting on for about, 5-6 months since we've seen a decent boom in real players, not just some more bots, from what we can tell at least. Now, if bronze is fun and it gets people in the door and gets people into this game, then of course they're going to see, oh, if this is in front of their face, that silver chests and silver DEC rewards, and you have better chances at legendary and gold foil cards, if this is in front of them, then I think silver is just going to be the natural step for these bronze players to go to, right? So you get into the door with bronze, and then you jump to silver, which is incredibly cheap right now. If you go to Peak Monsters, some of the reward cards are going for 1 USD to 400 to 500 card power. So now you're talking about when Modern League comes out, a potential $15 is going to get you in Silver 3 with those better rewards here with these better chests. So, $10 for your spellbook to get a taste of the game. If the experience in bronze is actually more fun, you're getting more chests, not just these potions, you're getting some DEC, then the natural progression is going to be like, okay, silver $15 away, why not make the bump? That just makes way too much sense as a player, even if you can't maybe get that, you're in a country and you're struggling to find $15, then, you can blog, you can use Rising Star funds, you can use whatever. Silver, when Modern League comes out, is going to be very cheap. So I think the whole new player experience should, in theory, get better over time. Will it be perfect right away? No, but it should be better than what we're experiencing right now. So that's one step. I'm excited for the Krills to have a chance in this game again. Not just, with more rewards, but also hopefully more fun and engagement and continued play in this game. So that's one thing. The second biggest change is actually making the ranked play competitive. I've been talking about how I've pretty much only been playing tournaments because ranked play was no longer fun. It didn't feel competitive. Well, now your rating is going to determine not just for your DEC, but also for your loot chests and your end of season chests. So all those things that you're wanting to get from your chests are going to be based on your rating cubed and how big or how many wins you can get and win streaks can you get, because you're going to get your bonuses included in that as well. Before in ranked play, it was like, okay, I'm going to get my 5 daily quests done and move on from the day. I'm just done. Or, if I lost a match, I'm like, who cares? Okay, this time I won 5.5 DEC. I lost the next one where I would have won 5.4. And then I won the next one at 5.3 because my ECR is going down a little bit. Like, it really didn't feel meaningful at all because if I lost a match, my ECR percentage would be like 1% different. So you're talking about the difference of 1 DEC, which is absolutely, nothing. So it didn't feel like a punishment at all to lose games at all. So now that the win rate is going to affect things because you can see your season chests and your daily chests are going to be reflected in your ECR as well, that is going to make it, I think, feel a lot more competitive and force us to win more games, which could potentially hurt bots as well, with at least the bots with bad win rates, right? There's some bots with good win rates that have some good teams and good cards, but my 3 bots who are in bronze 2 just using all the starter cards, even if I bought them starter cards, they have pretty bad win rates. And so in the old system, I could drain down their ECR to 1%. It didn't matter because all the rewards were in the potential chests. Now, if I'm not getting chests because I'm draining my 1%, my account all the way to 1% ECR and I'm losing, 90% of my battles, my rewards, in theory, based on what this is saying, is going to be much, much worse. So that's pretty exciting. I know some of you guys have been concerned about the win trading that's been going on. Cryptmancer has covered that. And then finally, in the last town hall as well, Hardpoint has said they are addressing win trading by making sure that those who are win trading cannot be paired up against each other again. They're not being banned, but they shouldn't be able to win trade. So I don't know how long that's going to take for them to fix. You can tell in Cryptmancer's video, it was like 16 or 17 matches of their 20 matches for some of these bots were faced up against their own bots. So it's like, how do you combat that much win trading? I don't know. Hopefully the team can actually figure it out because if they take away their win trading, that's going to make it, again, harder for bots to earn. So not all bots are going to be gone, right? But the bots that are like mine out of the Bronze League who are just using all the starter cards, those are going to be really nerfed. Of course, the bots that already have, the Silver League set up with the life deck, the Chain Golem, all the range cards, and the Shield Bearer in the back with the taunt. That was like a classic bot setup, right? Like those things are going to be still there because those aren't starter cards and those bots actually own those cards. So there will be bots, but hopefully they're not as bad. I think the problem isn't getting rid of all the bots. I think the problem is curbing them, making less of them, and hopefully we can stop this huge, massive bot inflation. I think these pushes will do so, as well as make it more worth us playing ranked, having more fun, and being willing to play more matches. So there we go. Those are my biggest 2. Bronze, going to get fun again, push people to silver. And then 2, it's going to make it more fun and worth playing ranked and maybe get rid of some bots. Number 3, though, is going to be the gold push. The gold push could be worth it. I don't know. I've been debating this in my mind. I know Hold My Cards and others have been asking me about this as well. Is my strategy going to be to push into gold? Because I've been really loving playing in these bronze tournaments because that's where my deck is actually maxed out at. Now I have to decide, okay, do I want to go to gold, forfeit those bronze tournaments so that I can get 8 times more DEC, I can have better chances at legendaries and gold foils, get more reward cards, and almost a 2.5 times better chance at packs. So it's hard to determine exactly how much more expensive gold is than silver because, even some players with silver level decks can compete in gold at some level. So it's hard to say, but a max level Chaos Legion deck compared to what Hold My Card said, I think they said it was about $3.8 thousand of Chaos Legion reward cards, or not reward cards, just cards in general, versus my deck in silver, which is about more, when I max it out finally, I think is going to be around $1,600. I'm not sure. I haven't calculated it out fully. I'm getting closer. So let's just say that gold is about 2.5 to 3 times more expensive than silver because of how much it takes to level up these cards to compete in gold. Well, the rewards are looking to be about 2 to 3 times better, which before they weren't really. So I think this is going to be more motivating. Of course, we're going to have to actually test this out because it might still be better to play in silver and get in these bronze tournaments and just forfeit some of those ranked rewards here in gold. But I think it's going to push a lot of those players who are bunched up in the higher leagues of silver, especially those who are on the leaderboard, to push up into gold because the leaderboard rewards of DEC really aren't that much anyways. So I think you can see a big chunk of silver players move up to gold, maybe including myself. And I think that's the goal of the team. So even if maybe initially those rewards aren't showing up for gold as much as the team thinks they will, I think they will tweak it so that players like me will have to start going into gold because it'll be way more worth it than to hang out in these bronze tournaments. Of course, we'll wait and see, but I think that's going to be the case for a lot of people. Now, what I am concerned about, at least right away, is I don't know if this is going to push the math to be like, hey, focus on one account only. Because I still think potentially if you have 4 accounts that you can multi-account in silver and do well in silver with a higher win rate, you're probably going to get better rewards out of 4 multi-accounts in silver than 1 account in gold based on what I'm seeing here still today. It depends, of course, don't have all the full information on what it's going to fully look like, but that would be my guess. Of course, though, that means you're going to have time to play it, 3 or 4 accounts a day, or you're going to have to pay for a bot or know how to script a bot that actually has a good win rate. So I think it's going to push quite a lot of people to 1 account, but if you have the time to do so, I still think it's probably, in theory right now, the way it's set up, I would say silver is probably going to be easier to play in for multi-accounts than really to push 1 to gold. So we'll have to see. I think the team's probably going to tweak things. Again, I think the changes are good here, but it's probably going to take them 2 to 4 months of tinkering with things, tweaking these stats around, changing the rewards or how much the rating affects your chest earnings till they really get something closer to a perfect result that, nothing's ever perfect, right? But at least closer. So that's what I'm excited for. Again, bronze being more fun, pushing people to silver, ranked play actually mattering and being worth playing, also squashing some bots, hopefully. And then third, I think this gold push is going to be finally worth it, but we're going to have to play test and see how it really goes before determining everything. But that is going to be my guess for now. So before I leave, 2 bonus thoughts I also had is 1, I'm actually not buying all of these starter cards for Untamed. I know some of you guys are wondering about that. And, while your rewards are going to get nerfed if you use starter cards, honestly, most of these starter cards I really never use, and you're going to be able to use them in tournaments if you really need to. So it depends on your deck, of course, but you can see some of them have already gone up in price, like especially the Unicorn, I think, and the Serpentine Spy. But that's really all I ever use is like Shield Bearer, Mustang, and Ice Pixie maybe, and then the Serpentine Spy. It's like, besides that, I don't really use most of these starter cards, but maybe Failed Summoner I'd add there as well. So you don't have to rush to buy the starter cards because in ranked play, if you have other reward cards or other cards that you've bought that do the same trick, then you don't always have to use these starter cards. You can just work your way around it. So there's a couple that I might pick up, but you can see some of the prices have already spiked. So if you've missed that boat, sometimes it might just be worth it to buy other cards that are just as powerful and just avoid using some of those starter cards and you'll be fine. At least that's how I'm thinking about it. The other last thought I want to leave is they did talk about the daily focus somewhere in here, having to play the same Splinter all the time for 24 hours. There has been some big pushback around that. People aren't too happy about that. I don't know where that is, but they did address it in the town hall that this is not the only change that they're going to make. They are open to more changes in the future. So what I would suggest us all do is start brainstorming together, think about how would we want to see this daily focus change. I've seen different suggestions to, hey, maybe we have 2 splinters so we can go back and forth and not be so predictable. Or maybe there's different achievements that we get each day and it changes every time we get a chest to a different thing. So whatever you can think of, let's brainstorm some ideas together because I don't really like that as well with a lot of you, what you've said about 24 hours having to play the same splinter over and over and over for your daily rewards, or just not do that to forfeit your daily rewards or not get as many. So if you do come up with some great ideas, put them on feedback.splinterlands.com because I want some new ideas for the team. At least in the future, we probably won't get those right away. But as they look to tweak some things, I think moving forward, they could come up with a better system for the daily rewards than just playing one splinter over and over again for 24 hours. Anyways, that's my thoughts. A little condensed, a little bit shorter this time. What are you most excited for? What do you think the biggest changes are? The same 3 as I said or different ones? Let me hear your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, Paul Alam.